Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama is the best one by a mile.
Disagree.
But, I mean, I feel
Komi-sama's
like-
decent. I might like this one a little more than Komi, maybe.
I feel like Kaguya-sama is
Kaguya-sama beats
more...
everything. That's like the best
way,
rom-com ever.
I don't know about that.
That's the best one.
Mm,
That's okay. Sorry.
okay,
That's the best.
this
That's the
isn't a
best one.
fucking...
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Anime Summit Podcast. It's your favorite host, Sam the Bomb. And of course with me every week is Danny Banana.
Hello, hello. I don't know what I was about to say there. Messed up.
And Nick Tangerini.
Sam, can you carry me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, just jump up here. Oh, my back!
You gotta float me with your magic.
My back.
Unceremoniously.
I ran out of mana. Can carry me.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that as a sound effect whenever Nick requests something. I'm out of mana from Diablo 2.
No, I'll be like Genji.
I'm out of
I
mana.
need healing.
I need heal.
Oh my god.
More work.
Zug zug. Oh my god, dude. Anybody under age 30 isn't gonna get that.
No, yeah, no. Anyways, dude, let's do it, man. Winter's over. There's no more snow. Fuck the snow. Fuck skiing.
I like snow,
Fuck
actually.
snowboarding.
Fuck you.
Nah, man, because every year there's always that one bitch on my Facebook or my social media, whatever the hell. That's like, oh my god, finally we get some snow. I finally get to go snowboarding.
Or
Oh my
King.
God.
King will do that.
King's living the
Just
life,
Facebook.
Sam.
Dude,
King knows what's
King.
up. This is
King
now the
will
King
do that.
podcast.
King, why don't you go purify yourself in the mountains of
Frosted
Wherever it is you're
butt or
from.
whatever it's called.
yeah, frosted butt nation.
crusted butt crack. What's that place called?
Yeah, why don't you go snowboard down the slope of my ass, all right? Anyways, fuck it, okay? We're doing winter review, so shut up. Okay? Also, I just want to apologize. You know, if you've noticed, the last couple of months I've been like, guys, I forgot to do this. We got to do this episode. We're doing an audible on this. It was like the thing with Akira Toriyama happened, and we shuffled some things around. Some people were at, we were doing some other things. Somebody was at a con. Somebody had to poop next week. All that stuff. And so, things happened, and we were not planning ahead. And I appreciate everyone for being patient and letting us kind of just roll with it and put out what we put out. Always want to make sure you guys have content, so that's when we're doing it. But we are back on business right now, okay? So everyone just calm down, all right? I had diarrhea for maybe a day, okay? It's not that bad. Nick has it every day, and no one says anything about that. So, anyways,
Sometimes twice.
sometimes twice. Links on animesummit.net. That's where you can go and follow all the social medias and where to listen, all your favorite podcast spots. And then animesummit.net is where you can buy a shirt. Get yourself a shirt, okay? Also, if you're listening to this right now, you probably saw that there's another episode on top of this one. This one was just so kind of like, it was kind of last minute. It was kind of, we planned it really quick because I just wanted to do it. And we did it, and it was a lot of fun. And if you're listening to this first, I'm not going to say who it is, and you didn't notice. I'm just not going to say who it is. But like when you get there, it literally just is me and a friend talking about anime. I'll just say like that. Like it's like that, okay? That being said,
Speaking
Um,
of EX episodes, Sam, I got a bone to pick with you.
why?
Because on the April Fool's episode, you forgot to say Mochi's name.
Oh yeah, the April Fool's episode, dude. Okay, okay, sorry. I don't want to harp too much on extra stuff, but like we gotta talk about that really quick because I have not. The last couple weeks, I've just been going, oh yeah, and go and listen to this episode with a special guest. Mm-hmm. And I think obviously now it's way past.
Was
time to
Mochi the
just say
special guest?
No, she wasn't even mentioned.
Oh.
Yeah. I forgot to mention. Yeah, dude, it's fucking funny.
So I'm like, pretty much, she like made it into like, we had like this big time guest and everything, and like she and I were like doing it and stuff, and then she's like, oh yeah, before we get into this interview, let me just tell you about my favorite things. It'll be real quick, no problem. And for like maybe like 25 minutes or something like that, Sam is just like naming things,
animals,
literally naming things she likes. And she gets to like practically all of the pets in our Discord, and not one of them. She named almost every single pet that has been posted in our Discord, and
except
did not
Mochi.
even mention Mochi. I was like, wow. Okay.
It's well, Danny, we don't want Mochi to have the Madden curse, okay?
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
You don't want her to have bad stats
Whatever,
this season.
dude.
Also, we need to have a Mochi the Rock cosplay.
Oh,
So,
my
Mochi the Rock.
Just give her the little
my
beads. Give her the
God.
little beads.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So-
Oh my god! You're gonna make me do this now. I'm gonna totally
It'd
do
be really
that.
easy. Just give her those 2 beads.
I just need to get a good picture of her and then just put like the little ponytail thing on the side of her head.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So before I get to that, I do want to mention some interactions that we had on Spotify that I haven't published, and I'm going to read them right now. Just so we can get there, because I completely forget to say these on the show, and I apologize. So I want to say them now. I'll now catch up on them. But from our 2023 episode, I asked, what are your top anime of 2023? And Spidey Sharingan said Emerson Shadow Season 1, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. I'm sorry. They said Emerson Shadow Season 1 and 2. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Link Click Season 2, Oshinoko, Heavenly Delusion, Blue Lock, Villain Saga Season 2, Buddy Daddies, Overtake, My Love Story with Yamada. Hell yeah,
Nice.
dude. Those
This was from the previous season.
That was,
Yes,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
that was our anime awards, right? Or
No, that's just that was anime of 2023 review.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm catching up on them. That's why it sounds old.
Yeah, we should probably
Um,
try to get those in the same episode. Speaking of which, do
I
we
know,
have
I know,
do we
I
have
know.
our listener choices for this season? I think we
Yeah,
do actually.
yeah, well-
People listed a bunch of them. We could read them off
Yeah,
next week.
They do, yeah. We'll read them out next
We
week.
are scatterbrained. We'll fix it.
Yeah, that's why I'm catching up on now, so that way we'll be caught up if you would let me do it. God fucking shut up.
People just been listening to them in the Discord. We got them on there.
Underrated anime you should watch. I said, what do you think of some underrated anime? And Nick R said Aria the Animation. So there you go, Nick.
Woo! Wait, was that just me with a mustache?
No, I think it's a completely different Nick. Yeah. I said on the Akira Toriyama episode, I said, what impact did Akira Toriyama had in your life? Marcus Cohen said he made the legendary simp Krillin. He got, in my opinion, the strongest wife who made her a MILF. He reached Hall of Fame in my book for many reasons. R.I.P.
Nice.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course. Krillin is a badass too. Okay, and then so here's the thing about that April Fool's joke. I stopped talking
Yeah.
like halfway through. And I put in a bunch of silence to make it seem like it was a 45-minute long thing. When really I was only talking for like 15, 20 minutes. If you scrolled and scrubbed it to the end, there's another piece of audio that I hit at the end. If you didn't catch it, that's your fault. But somebody did catch it, and now they get a free shirt.
Nice.
Oh!
Nice.
Yeah, so
Where are you
his-
going with that
his name
shirt?
is- on the generic question I use for Spotify questions is, what did you think of this episode? So I left it like that. And so basically what you had to do is you had to scroll to the end, right? And I basically started laughing. I said, you guys are fucking dumb, and I'm laughing really hard right now. But if you say this word to me, I'll get you a free shirt. And so basically the code word was Captain Smokey. There was 2 people who got it. The one person who I'm talking to on tomorrow's EX app.
That's
today's
so
EX app.
funny. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
they got it, but I told them I was going to get them one anyway beforehand. So, for being a guest, and also, so I'm gonna give the free shirt to this person. Their name is Ty on Spotify. So Ty on Spotify, DM us on Twitter or Instagram with your shirt choice. Size,
Or if you're in our Discord.
or if you're in our Discord, DM Danny or me or Nick or whoever. Or yeah. Or you can even just go in the general chat or podcast talk chat and say it. Well, no, not with your address, but just give me your address, your shirt size, your choice of shirt, and I'll get it for you. A shirt. So not a hoodie, but a shirt. I'll get you a shirt.
That's
So what
funny.
whichever shirt you want, what color, what size, and your address, and I'll have it directly shipped to you. Okay, so yeah, Captain Smokey was the code word, and that's hilarious. I'm gonna publish that so people on Spotify can see that. And anyways, we'll be on top of it. So that took a little too long. My bad. But let's just jump into it. Question of the week. Oh no, sorry. Nick emoji quiz results.
I was gonna say.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba! This week's winner is Sen. You can't keep letting them get away with this. You guys, you gotta be quick on the draw. And the answer was Konosuba. That was the answer. So yeah, tune in every Friday for the emoji quiz.
People.
It was a little bit easy, yeah. I probably should have gave more of a warning, more of like a head start so people could get ready. I posted it at like 11 p.m. that night because I almost forgot. So I usually try to post the emoji quiz around 7 or 8 p.m., give or take, on every Friday. So get to the Discord and you can win emojis. I give emojis as prizes. It's not actual real prizes, but hey, you get your name right on the podcast. So there you go.
Nice one. So yeah, that's why you should join the Discord, by the way. Another fun thing we do on the Discord. Okay, question of the week, Nick.
All right, question of the week we have from TCB, and they ask if you're ever able to go to Japan. For those on the summit who have never been, what are the top 3 places / things you'd want to do and go to? I'll let you guys answer this. I know almost. I would just ask Kai. I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know what I'd do.
Kai knows the 3 of us so well. If the 3 of us went, whether at separate times or at the same time, Kai would bring us each to the place he would bring us to the right place. Like he would bring Nick to this place. He would bring me to like go video game hunting, like console hunting, and he'd show me where all the Game Boys are. He'd bring Danny to, you know, a ramen shop and some other shopping places. Like he'd probably bring me and Danny to go like get like shopping, like just girly bullshit like journals and stickers and chains and shit. And then he'd bring me and Nick to the arcade so I could whoop his ass in Street Fighter because he sucks. And then he'd bring all of us to the best ramen places because, you know, he knows how I feel about my news. He knows about how Danny has a big taste with ramen. And Nick, I don't know if he's ever had ramen before because he's white as a cracker. So like,
I'm saltine American. Thank you very much.
he would just know. He would just know where to bring us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he knows us that well. Now that being said, if it were me, there is a couple video game stores in like the countryside that are just in the middle of nowhere where they literally have consoles upon consoles just stacked in bins like a fucking thrift store. And you don't know if they're broken or not. They're just there. And they price them however they feel. And you can get like a fucking, you know, Game Boy Color for like, you know, $5, $10. I would literally just buy all of them. I would go in there with $100 and walk away with like, I don't know, 15 or 20 or 10 of them. You know what I mean? Like there's so much, and I would fix them and whatever, you know? That's probably what I would do if it were me. Other than that, food is a big thing for me. I love food. I grew up eating Asian food, but not necessarily a lot of Japanese or Northern Asian type food. So like, you know, I didn't grow up eating a lot of Hunan or Japanese foods. I grew up eating a lot of tropical Asian foods, like bansao and pho and all that stuff, right? So, Japanese foods is like here in America is just like ramen and sushi, but like I want to try all the other kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I don't want to speak for Nick and Danny, but Danny probably want to go to the Pokemon Center. Nick and Danny probably want to go to the Pokemon Center for sure.
I mean, I would like to go, but that wouldn't be my first thing that I would want to go.
What's your first?
My first, honestly, would be the Sailor Moon Museum.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Like, I really want to go see that. Like, I just want to see all of that. So,
and that's what I mean. Like, well, Kai would know, right? He would probably bring you there.
Well, I know it's touring, and it's gonna be in Osaka in April. right now, really. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I hope it gets an international release because that would be really fucking awesome. Quite frankly, I would die.
That'd be cool.
But I mean, of course, I would like to visit a lot of like the touristy stuff that you would do in Japan and everything. I think I would also. There's this YouTuber that I follow. He like lives in Japan, but he goes to like amusement parks, and he went to the Sanrio theme park, and it looked really cool, and I kind of low-key would want to go.
Oh my god.
But there
Show
is
me.
one thing that I really would like to go, and that is the actual Jackson Hole restaurant that is portrayed in Nana.
Nah.
Like
Yeah.
it's an actual bar.
What kind of burger she get? Does Hachi get?
The Jackson Burger.
Just the Jackson burger.
Yeah,
doesn't-
that's what it's called.
You don't know what's
so-
in it. You just know that she likes. The
It's just
Jackson
called the
burger.
Jackson Burger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually sell a Jackson Burger at the Jackson Hole. It's in Chofu in Tokyo and stuff. And Ai Yazawa was a frequent customer at the restaurant that the owner ran, and she asked the owner if she can use the restaurant in her manga, and the owner suggested to her to use the new name, which is the Jackson Hole. So, and like there are some autographs like that Iyazawa signed, and it's displayed in the restaurant. So
So
I
that's the
definitely would
spot.
want to go see that. Like I would want to eat there. So
Okay, Nick. What about you?
Like I said, I literally don't know. What I would do is just scroll through the episodes of Trash Taste, AAA podcast,
Oh my
and then I'd
God.
also talk to Kai, and I would aggregate all that data and just pick some places, because I don't.
One of my favorite YouTubers who lives in Japan is actually Kai ClearandSweet, GodIsALolly.com. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm not. Yeah, no. Nick has the right idea. Just take me to the best places.
Because there's certain tourist places that are better and certain that are like too crowded. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really
I-
crowded right now apparently. So,
I would also want to visit the place where certain types of karate styles were invented or founded. Like Shogakukan karate, Shotokan karate. Like, I don't know why. I just want to go. I want someone to punch me, see how bad it hurts. Anyways, probably rupture my liver and I'll die. That being said, that's a good question, TZB. Thanks for wasting 15 minutes of our time. You owe me $5. Wife and Bando, Danny.
waifu is Ana Yamada from Dangers in My Fart. Yes, I'm going to call that from now on.
oh my god,
Dangers in my heart, yeah. She's cute, man.
She
She's
is
really
cute.
She's
She
like
is
10
cute. And
feet
she
tall.
loves snacks. She loves snacks,
She's
and I
a
love
snacking
snacks.
queen. She's
I'm
super
sad that
tall and-
I'm sad I didn't catch up to the first season to watch the second season.
Oh, man.
So
this is your
But-
penance.
she's cute. She's cute. And Husbando is Ashoff from The Witch and the Beast.
The Witch and the Beast, mate. All right. We're gonna.
That was a
talk
Disney
about,
movie, wasn't it?
That's a.
That's the Beauty and
That's
the
the
Beast.
Beauty.
Oh,
God damn it, dude. We're gonna talk about seasonal shows that began during the season, which ones we watched, of course. Then we'll talk about carryovers from fall, and then we'll kind of talk about what we're gonna continue into spring, our drop list, our favorite OPs and EDs, and then we'll talk about our anime of the season. But yeah, dude, let's just start at the top here. Let me go. I am in the wrong page. I apologize. Hold on a second.
solo
Ooh,
leveling.
buddy.
Here we go.
Solo leveling.
I'll announce it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Nick, you got it.
Here, let me do it.
Yeah,
let me
I
do
mean,
it. Let me do it.
Who wasn't watching it, right?
I think everybody watched this. This has 589,000 members on Mel. That's a lot. But yeah, so this is A1 Pictures based on a web manga, and this is like a Korean web manga. Is that right?
Web manhwa, yep.
And
Webtoon,
action
you call
adventure,
it.
adventure fantasy. It's pretty much like what do you call it? A power fantasy type show. You have the main character
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, that's
He
a
gets
good way to
stronger
say it.
every episode. That's the basic gist of it. And so humanity is caught where some portals link in the open dimensions. Monsters start to emerge into the world. It's a little bit like JJK, kind of, not really, but the humans are transformed into hunters, and they have these certain abilities, and they fight the monsters and go to dungeons and clear them. And this guy, Song Jin-woo, is he's like the weakest hunter. And then what happens is he gets like this weird power after supposedly like dying in one of these dungeons, and then he's essentially training and getting stronger for the rest of the show. So that's like the basic shitty Nick summary of it. I mean, Sam, you could probably say it better, but
No, that's pretty much it. It's like their dimensions are colliding, and so they measure the way they measure your rank as a hunter. Your strength is almost kind of like a video game. So it's kind of like, it's like the real world gets gamified in a weird way.
Do other people have the
Yeah.
interface that he has? They don't have that, right?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Because I think at one point someone's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" And he's like, "Nothing."
Nothing. are you talking about?
Nothing.
But yeah, no, I mean, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't finish this one just because I knew I was gonna finish it, and I wanted to watch some other things that I had time for, that I wanted to use my time for, that I wanted to catch up on.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've read past this.
And
so-
this finished, right? The story
The
is
manhwa
complete.
finished, yeah.
Okay, there's 200 chapters. Okay.
The webtoon, yeah, it finished
And,
Yeah, it
and I
finished
assume there's going to be a
a
season.
couple years
2.
ago, I think. I mean, they could probably do it in like.
Yeah, they've announced the season 2, but have not put a date on that yet.
They could probably do it in a couple seasons. You know what I mean, like 3 or 4. But yeah.
But
So-
have you read it though?
Yeah, I read
Oh,
past
okay.
this. I kind of forgot about it. Like I don't know what chapter I'm on, but I read like just a little bit past where this ends. So
Yeah.
and I
So
stopped.
how far did you get in this so far? And Danny, did you not? You didn't finish this one, right?
The
no,
show, no, the show I only got to like episode like 7 or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, Danny, go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. I mean, I didn't read it, so I've only watched the anime, and I didn't finish it. I think I'm like a couple episodes left.
But
James
you
and I
are going
watching
to finish it. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you
yeah.
just dropped it.
Oh
it was
no,
one of the- I think she said
it's
it was one
pretty
of the ones that her
good.
and James were watching. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't say I like. It's enjoyable, but I feel like it's not something that I would like dedicate myself to, if that makes sense.
This doesn't seem like a Danny show.
It's no, not really.
I don't even think
I
it's a Nick show. Is this even a Sam?
like-
Sam likes this the most, I think.
Solo leveling? I mean, I only started reading it because Trev and Ed in our Discord like a long time ago were like, "Hey, what webtoons are you reading?" And I was, "Let's read this one." And everyone in Project Manga was reading it, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna hop on this. What are you guys talking about? This seems corny, like more corny Sword Art Online, right?" But it's like, I don't know, it's got its own level of badassery to it in a weird way. It's definitely like a straight up power fantasy. It's like,
Yeah, it's a power
Yeah,
fantasy. That-
yeah.
And like,
you want to watch the pathetic guy become really strong and kill everyone, and that's what he
and
does.
he's getting jacked.
Like-
He's getting more jacked every episode.
Literally,
kind of.
he got like from like this puny, pale, thin kid to like this fucking 28-year-old hottie.
Yeah.
He does the One Punch Man routine. I gotta do my push-ups that my
I gotta do 100
interface is telling me. I actually like that. Like when he gets punished, he gets sent to this like desert world, and he has to fucking survive for a few hours. Oh, it's
It
pretty
was
funny.
nuts the first time where he's all like, "What's this?" And he's all like, "Whatever." And then all of a sudden, you got transported like fucking Beetlejuice with the sandworms and shit.
Oh yeah, that did remind me of the Beetlejuice sandworms area.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He should have just called for Beetlejuice. He would have fucking got out there in no time.
I know.
By the way, I like the second Beetlejuice movie title. It's just Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. So they're setting up for a third one. You know. But yeah,
I've seen The Exorcist 150 fucking times, and it gets funny every time I see it. Not to mention you're talking to a dead guy.
Dude, I gotta rewatch that. I only remember the dance scene, the Tally Me Banana scene.
Yeah, Tally Me Banana.
That has like 50 million views on YouTube. That's crazy. But yeah, back to Solo Leveling. I think like it's aptly named because the only character you care about is the main guy. All the other characters are like they're there so far. Maybe they're gonna get more later, but I doubt it. I don't know. The way they set this up is just this guy. He's such a loner, and like he actually hides his powers too. Like he doesn't want anybody to know how strong he is. And so he's like he helps people out, but he kind of does like the he's hiding his mana or whatever. His power level. He's like fighting higher ranked monsters and humans than he should be throughout the show.
Yeah,
and it does end a little bit abruptly. I won't spoil what's happening, but he's in a certain dungeon fighting like these hordes of suited monsters and this red knight that he's fighting, and it's like crazy battles. Like this, it's really well animated in terms of like the fight scenes. But the only thing I'd say is like all of that is less meaningful because there's not a lot of characters to care about except this guy. And even this guy is a little bit, he's a little bit like one note, So yeah, I mean, what did you guys think of that? Like, were there any other characters you guys enjoyed from Solo Leveling? Because it's just Jinwoo, really.
No, just Jinwoo. Oh, well, the one chick, the one.
Like a sister? He's got a sister, right?
No, fucking, what's her name, dude?
The red suited chick?
Yeah.
Heian, Shizuki, Kosaka.
Dude, she's cool. Heian. I don't know how to speak Hangul, so if anyone wants to correct me on how to pronounce that. But yeah, like, no, I mean, it's all about Jinwoo, man.
Yeah, and that's where like the weakness of Solo Leveling is. It's just like there's not a lot happening besides him. I mean, stuff is happening, but everybody's like a side character except for him.
Yeah.
Like even Sword Art Online, like you cared about, their core group and people actually smiled once in a while. I feel like nobody smiles in Solo Leveling. So, yeah, it's a fun action show, but for me, it's like content. It's hashtag content. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but this like, I think as far as like the recent action shows, this is lower on my list than most of the other ones. Like compared to JJK, even like My Hero, like that type of stuff, because it just lacks the character, I guess.
Yeah,
it looks great though, and it is satisfying to see him build up his powers and get more, abilities and everything, and he gets a really cool ability at the last episode. And so, like, it's building up to something pretty cool, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna remember the characters, but yeah, that's it for me. What do you guys think?
Oh, I think that's great. I mean, I personally, I know there was some stuff about it where they said like, oh, they're gonna change this because Korea and Japan hate each other or some whatever.
Oh yeah, there's something about that. I forget the details.
I don't think there was, and I don't remember the exact details, so you have to forgive me what that was. But like, I think it's something in the comic that like makes Japan look bad.
Oh yeah.
Because this phenomenon is happening all over the world.
There's definitely bad blood between those a lot of countries in that region.
and it was something that made Japan what they perceived as something that was not like super offensive, but something like, oh, that kind of makes us look kind of bad. Let's not have that in there. And apparently people are mad about it. I don't know who's mad about it. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to make a difference for a lot of people. Maybe that article was just kind of trying to be loud for the sake of being loud. But like, I don't know. I'm probably not going to notice it. But other than that, I think it looks really nice. It's presented really well. Freaking A1 Pictures, pretty decent for the most part. But Shinsuke Nagashike. You know, he's worked on a lot of. He's a big key animator. He's worked on Sword Art and things like this, and ReZero and shows like this before. He knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? So, I think this is his first time directing, which is crazy. Not directing in general, but just directing a show. I think he's been an animation director before. But, anyways, yeah, I like it, and I like Jinwoo. I'm always into I'm into the thing where it's like when people get fucking fucked over and dogged on, and they come back and kill your ass. I love that shit. So that's kind of how I'm viewing this. I'm not taking it too seriously. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. It's like a
just a
video
badass
game.
show.
It feels like a video game.
Yeah. And Danny's watching with Games by James, right? So
Games by James, yeah. Yeah. James, it's so funny because James told me he actually read the manhwa before. And he's not a big like graphic novel person. Like he likes to read regular books and stuff. And he's all like, I feel like I betrayed you because I always read regular books. And now here's something that I actually read that wasn't a regular book. And I'm just like, that's cool. Let's watch this anime. So, yeah.
all right, Solo Leveling. These next few I don't think we watched, right? So we can just skip those.
Oh, Classroom of the Elite. Was that season 3?
Yeah.
That is season 3.
That's pretty popular.
I watched it.
Oh, you did?
So-
Oh, talk about it. Shit.
I
okay.
mean,
Well, then shit.
it leaves off like where season 2 ended and everything, and season 3 is primarily I mean they do more games and stuff, and this one there was like a bunch of tests, and one of the exams was it was unavoidable, and whoever they voted for was going to get expelled. And like Ayano Koji, he's like trying to prevent and keep the class together. But with this exam, it was unavoidable, so someone actually did get expelled and everything. So it was like a whole big thing. And like the chairman of the school is kind of like a he's in court with Ayano Koji's dad, and like you find a little bit about Ayano Koji's past and like why he's like just this deadpan, like motionless dude and stuff. And the head chairman is actually trying to get Ayano Koji expelled. And the rest of the kids or the students like are kind of catching on to it and stuff. Especially the girl with the white hair. I can't even pronounce her name. Saka
It's not working here anymore anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
The white hair?
The girl with the white hair. She has a cane.
Sakiyanagi?
Yeah, Sakiyanagi. Yeah. She knows Ayano Koji from his past and everything. And so she knows what's going on and everything like that, especially with the head chairman and stuff. Like the head chairman actually like fucking punched her. And I was just all like, holy shit. Like, why would you do that? So, yeah. I mean, I think the third season was a little bit weak. Like I feel like there weren't enough like holy shit moments like I felt with the second season, because I feel like the second season definitely was like there were a lot of oh shit moments, where this one was a little bit mild. So
Yeah, this has a slightly lower MAL score than season 2.
Yeah, I mean it's still a high score. It's an even 8, but it's definitely, I feel like it's not as crazy.
I watched season 2 and I forgot what happened. It's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah, I mean even when I watched season 3,
That was 2 years ago.
I kind of was like, what the hell is going on? I'm confused. And I did not have time to rewatch the previous season.
You just got to read a summary or
So-
go to YouTube summary of the first
I mean, there's an English dub for it. So, and I fly by with the English dub. So, at some point I'll probably just rewatch all 3 seasons just to
Just
remember
watch a
what's
summary,
going on.
Danny. Go to YouTube.
No, I like
Save
to enjoy
time.
things.
All right. Well,
I'll
I
keep
don't.
it on while I'm playing video games. That's what I do. So, but it was fun. I still enjoyed it, you know.
this one's also kind of a power fantasy where the main guy is just like he's good at everything and he knows everything, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But he's keeping his like his genius, like how smart he is, and that like he's pretty much the real like puppet master of the class, a secret. Like he doesn't like to stand out or anything. So but yeah, I think he's pretty interesting as a character. I'm interested to see, because the final episode, it ends in an interesting way, and the way he kind of like goes about it is kind of like he's toying with the students, and like the students of his class are just pawns to him, and I think he's trying to not, like, I guess, act like that, and see if like a certain kind of like being in a relationship with someone will break like his emotionless persona. So yeah, so I'm interested in to see what happens in the next season.
Nice one. Okay. We're not watching Mashal. No one's watching Mashal, I don't think, right?
Well, a lot of people
No.
are. We just have not finished it.
Yeah,
I don't care about it.
There's a lot of episodes too. It's like the first season was like 20 something, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And then this one's 12. Oh no, I'm totally wrong. I mixed it up with a different thing. They're both 12 episodes.
What were you gonna say,
Yeah.
Danny?
well, no, I was gonna say, like, I started season 1 again, but I'm watching it in the dub, and I think the dub for me is better.
Oh, okay.
That's
So I feel like it's more enjoyable that way, because it's like
That might help some.
it's more of a just you know, it's just stupid fun.
He's a deadpan Harry Potter with muscles instead of magic.
And he likes cream puffs.
Yes. And there's probably more to it. Like season 2, I've heard changes up a tiny bit, but I would have to go back and watch. I've only seen the first few episodes of season 1. It was good enough. I just ran out of time. I think they cover this on the Plummet, don't they?
I believe so. Yeah.
I know King is watching it.
I can key and enter. Yeah. Delicious in Dungeon is a show we'll talk about later because it's a carryover.
Yeah, this
or
one
it's carrying-
will finish in the spring.
It's carrying over. Yeah. Sign of Affection. This is one that you
This
guys
is a
watched,
Danny
right?
show. God, I watched it just because it had a high score and I'd already started it.
It's so good.
I wanted to
It's
watch it. I
so
didn't.
good.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay. Get out of here. It's so good.
So, Danny, give us a quick rundown. I mean, does it end in 12 episodes? Is it going to be more, or is it?
I
by
hope
itself?
there's more.
Oh, you hope there's more. Oh, okay,
I
that's how
hope
good it
there's
was. Okay.
more. It's a disability main character. She has a hearing disability, so she's deaf. And she meets this this guy at her school, Nagi, and at first it's just more of a distant crush. You know, she thinks that he's very handsome and everything like that. And her friend Rin, she like kind of knows him. I think they have like classes together and stuff. And so like Nagi, he he like walked up to Rin and was all like, they were just chatting and stuff, and Yuki was there, and Nagi noticed that, you know, Yuki is deaf, and so they started chatting together, and Nagi was very interested in learning sign language, and so Yuki just made kind of like a self-taught notebook and everything for him to learn sign language and stuff. So, and it's just this cute little like love story and everything. It's so adorable. I think the art and the animation in this show is very beautiful. Like, it's so vibrant and very like romance-esque and stuff. And the way that like Yuki and Nagi's relationship just blooms and stuff, it's very like, oh, this is so sweet. Like, your heart melts, and you know, you just want to protect Yuki at all costs. So, and the little conflict that happens with her little childhood friend, who is he's particularly fluent in sign language, and you can tell that he has a crush on Yuki very much, but he just keeps it inside. And you also notice that he is very interested in sign language, and you find out that he kind of wants to be an interpreter. So,
yeah, he's her white knight.
yeah, but she kind of like, he's just kind of like an asshole to her though. Like,
he's like the hashtag nice guy. Like, he's not even he cares about her, but you're right. He's kind of a jerk, but he's trying to do the right thing. He's like overprotective, I think. That's what I
Yeah. Definitely overprotective of Yuki, because like, especially when Oshi sees Nagi and Yuki together, and like Oshi is all like, they were, Yuki and Oshi were talking to each other, and he was all like, who's that guy? Like, you better be careful, because like, you don't want him taking advantage of you and stuff. Like, just, I don't like he's like, I don't like that guy. But Yuki was all like, no, he's fine. Like, he's really nice and everything. So yeah, but then after Nagi kind of like asked Yuki to be his girlfriend and stuff, Oshi still did not like Nagi at all. But Nagi like ends up following him around school and class and stuff, and Oshi's all like, get out of here, like, I don't want to talk to you. But they end up hanging out, and that was like a really fun moment to witness and everything. So that kind of like made me laugh a little bit. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I liked this one a lot. I hope there's more. It's based off of a manga that I believe is still on. Yeah, it's still ongoing. So yeah, it's really cute. I enjoy it.
There's also like a secondary relationship with Shin and Emma.
Yes.
Which was kind of, they sort of half explored it. It almost felt like they didn't do enough on that one. Oh, there's a third one too with another girl, Rin, and who was the other guy?
Kyoya. It was
okay. And
Kyoya.
every character looks like a model, by the way.
They look so stunningly pretty, and
it's like that one working anime where the guy's a nerd and the girl's whatever, like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kyoya is, I think, like the manager of the bar that Nagi works at. So, but Rin definitely likes Kyoya, and the four of them end up going to Costco because they needed to pick up supplies and stock up for the bar. So they did that. And then they went on because Rin, after Yuki and Nagi announced their relationship together, Rin said, "Oh, I think I should learn sign language so that I can have a conversation with you and stuff." And Kyoya was there, and Nagi suggested, well, why don't we all like have a kind of like sign language boot camp? And so like they did like a whole picnic kind of thing, and that was really cute. And there was like a cute little moment between Kyoya and Rin, kind of like confessing her feelings towards Kyoya, and Kyoya kind of said, yeah, like I like you too and stuff. So yeah.
The only thing they missed is Yuki. She didn't fart enough because, like,
oh my god,
you know, think about it though, because it's like if she's
need to fart.
Well, if she's deaf, she can't hear the sound it makes.
Oh man, she don't need to.
I'm kidding.
That
That would not make sense in the show. That'd be a funny scene though.
But what I did really find very interesting is that, you know, I do. There aren't any enough like kind of shows that represent any character with a disability and stuff. And
there's
this
some of
show,
them, but not a lot.
There's not a there are some, but like
Koe no
there aren't,
Katachi and was similar to this.
and a silent voice as well.
That's what I meant. That's this.
Oh,
I always forget the English name.
it's
I
a silent
remember
voice.
I remember the Moon Rune name.
But this show definitely portrayed like the struggle of someone who is deaf.
Oh, Ranking of
And-
Kings. Ranking of Kings. That's the other
And
one.
Ranking of Kings too, yeah. But it shows on how difficult it is for someone who has a hearing impairment to try and even get a job. Like,
Yeah, she was having trouble getting a job.
She
She was
was
also having
really
trouble like shopping
yeah, she was
because
really
of the
struggling.
mask.
With the mask and everything, yeah. But even just, you know, going on interviews and trying to find a job for herself and stuff, was definitely like, wow, this is like something that is a real thing, and it is happening around the world. Like it's not just in Japan, it's definitely overall a global.
Well, also
thing.
she's still in school, so she's presumably trying to get some sort of service job, and if you can't hear, that's a problem. So that would be a detriment to doing certain jobs.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So, it's
But
not,
luckily,
you know,
I mean, her friend from like high school,
a network.
her aunt like owns a cafe, and so she managed to get a job at the cafe and stuff. So, yeah. So I really, 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 really hope that there's gonna be more of this, because I want more.
And I said it before, but the boyfriend, it's Nagi Itsuomi. He's like too perfect, kinda. He's not like actually too
mean-
perfect, but he's like literally the perfect guy.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a
That's-
fantasy romance. I know.
It's the whole point. It's the whole
Yeah.
point.
He does everything right. I'm like,
Yeah,
make a
he
mistake,
knows-
slip up.
He freaking knows like 6 languages and everything.
Yeah.
Like he's learning sign language pretty quickly too. So, but yeah.
He's the
I
opposite
like
of
this.
of
This
all the
is fun.
harem protagonists.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah, definitely not a Nick show. This is a Danny show. If you like straight romance, then go for it. I prefer my romance dabbled in to other shows, like during an adventure. I like the romance to happen, but not like only the romance.
You
but
like
know,
the romance to be a secondary thing.
yeah,
not a-
secondary. I want
a
it to be like kind
primary.
of like a primal thing. Like they're like, we just did this thing, now let's make out. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And then they high five right after.
What the hell?
Good job. That was a good makeout.
All right.
All right, we gotta move
50 years
on.
later. Yeah. So,
Tsukimichi
Chain Soldier?
Moonlight Fantasy. Oh, sorry.
I really fucking forgot. I straight up forgot about this. So I hope the Plummet Boys covered it enough for me.
I think they did. This
And-
has a lower score though on Mal.
I hope they
6.8.
named all the things I liked about it. I mean, because I haven't listened to that episode yet, but I only watched the first 4 episodes, and I
I kind of like
forgot
this one
about
a
it,
little
so
bit. Yeah,
I like it just because it's
it's
kinda
just
like, I don't
trashy.
know.
It's a plummet show. It's a little trashy, but it's fun.
It's got the very like it reminds me of a lot of like early 2000s
It's a
pervy
harem.
tropes, and
Yeah.
they throw them in there.
I mean, this is a
And-
harem, so if you like harem battle shows, there you go.
It's like a harem like the girls are
But
powerful.
we
as
haven't
fuck,
finished
like,
it, so we can't say for sure.
One girl turns into a giant. She's like a giant forum user, like,
Death by
like
Snoo
Ant-Man,
Snoo.
you know. She did Death by Snoo Snoo. So that being said, I mean, you know, maybe that we might do a straggler.
We should do that.
Episode.
That's a good idea because there's a few like. Speaking
Like,
for
we could just go
myself,
for, like,
I didn't get quite enough shows this season. I only finished a smaller
like,
number.
We should do
so.
one where, we should do one where it's like, okay, from seasons this to this, what are ones that we didn't watch that we want to watch, and we do a straggler. You know what I mean? Like, we should do that. But yeah. So if that comes, you know, I'll talk about it then. Or otherwise, hopefully the Plummet Boys, which I'm sure they did, you know, covered the main points I liked about it as well.
We could do like
Yeah,
a
the
like a
Dangerous-
free for all episode. It wouldn't even have to be seasonal. It's like what if
Yeah,
what
no,
if
it could
Danny
just be
watches
like,
something from a couple years
what
ago
are we
and it's like,
watching?
oh, I
Yeah.
like this. You know, we could have a
Yeah.
free for all episode. But you know, planning on the podcast, everyone take a shot.
Everyone took a shot. The Dangers in My Heart season 2. Yeah, I mean, when season 1 ended, pretty much we all knew there was going to be more. Okay. Season 1 happened. Not fall, but before to the stow. Oh, last summer. So it happened summer.
Spring.
I saw June and thought summer. Yeah, it happened spring 2023.
Yeah, it ended in June. It started
Ended in June.
April.
Doesn't summer technically
2023.
start like mid June?
Boku no Kokoro
Yeah.
no Yabayatsu. Yeah, this.
We all
show
watched this
is-
one, right? Did Annie watch this?
I did.
I
yeah,
said
I mean,
I didn't finish season 1 to start season
okay.
2.
no, I loved the show since the beginning.
I'm a late bloomer with this one.
I think it's really cute. Like it's you know, was like, you know how I feel about romances, you know, whatever. But you know, once in a while there comes along that one, and it's just like, oh man, like yeah, just like I love it. But basically it's about this kid named Kyotaro Ichikawa. He's not like the MC Kun guy who's like unpopular or invisible or a loser or anything like that.
Oh, the invisible
just-
guy. I remember him from Kubo. Was that
He just
Kubo-san?
assumes he is. He just assumes he is because of the things he's into. And so what he's into is like macabre stuff and horror stuff,
Blood.
and blood and killing people. He likes that stuff.
Well, he does
you
in
know?
the first few episodes of the first season, and then it quickly gets away from that.
He starts breaking down a little bit, yeah, because of this girl who's like the most popular girl in his class. And
Yeah, Yamada. This is a little bit like Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, where like the main girl is like a star, and the guy is just
Yeah.
like some guy.
the main girl in this, Yamada, she's like a amateur model in magazines and stuff, and a child actor. And so she gets a lot of attention naturally at school. And he probably would get a lot of attention as well, being who he is, because he's a cool guy. He just doesn't want to. And he automatically assumes no one's gonna like me because I'm a weird kind of guy or whatever. And that's just you as the show slowly progresses, you just learn that that's not fucking true. You're not that MC Kun invisible pathetic kid. You're a really cool guy who cares a lot about people, and you're straight up, and you're very cute and very handsome, and you can get any girl you want, including the most popular girl. Shit. Took you 2 seasons to fucking realize it, you bitch.
You just got to embrace your Shota-ness. He's
And
small.
he's a short king.
He can fit into his suitcase. Although he does grow in season 2. He gets a little taller. So
He does, and he gets his voice deepens. Yeah, he's a short king, and she's a tall queen. But yeah, he does get a little taller. But anyways, the show doesn't pussyfoot around really. It's very apparent in season 1 that okay, no, they like each other.
well, I mean,
She
it does
likes him-
pussyfoot. Like they don't ask each other out until spoiler.
No,
you know.
not till
So-
not till way later. But like it doesn't pussyfoot around the fact that like they both admit it. They both admit it right away.
Oh, to themselves. Yeah, not to each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Not to each other, but to themselves. And she likes him because he's very upfront. He doesn't view her as like, oh, just because she's in this, that, or whatever magazine or movie. He views her as like, and like he doesn't judge her for her snacking habits because she likes to snack on foods and whatever.
See, this is my
He's
question.
like-
Is she like purging? Because how does she maintain her slim figure with all those snacks?
I think she just has a high metabolism.
Yeah, I mean,
I
she's
think that's
also
all it
tall,
is.
so
Yeah.
like, it
She's a
spreads
kid,
out
you know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit. Yeah.
I used to eat lunch at school and come home and be like, "Wait, what's for dinner? What are we eating?" Like it's like I would go right in the fridge.
Maybe she uses one of those like 1950s weird exercise belts that like vibrates. Have you seen those things?
Yeah,
You have to melt the fat away.
yeah.
I don't think those work.
No, yeah. I think I always chalk it up to her just being a kid with a high metabolism. 'Cause
Yeah,
she really puts
yeah.
it away. But anyways, it's really cute, and I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil anything. I think it's a really good show. It's really character driven. It's not so much the romantic writing in it is not like super out there or anything like that. It's very character driven, and also the characters around them too. It's very like it doesn't do it as well as Horimiya does it.
Well, they're in
um,
junior high, right? So
They're in junior high.
they
Yeah.
can't take it as far as some other shows.
No.
Like, that's the
which
whole
is fine.
point. Is that like the high like I think this is my opinion. Like the romances, the more aged the characters are, the better the romance, the higher the ceiling for the romances, in my opinion. Although
Yeah.
I did like this one more than I liked The Sign of Affection, because that one was like too. I don't know. No, that one was just a little bit different. This one was like, it had more of the squee moments, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not.
Well,
Nick never squeezed. No squee Nick, of course, but
so I'll just tell you this: I was a very hopeless romantic kid in junior high and high school, and this like some of the few moments in Dangers in My Heart took me back to those times in junior high where I got my first kiss, I held hands with a girl for the first time, held hands with a boy for the first time, that kind of thing, and it was fun. It was fun to see those moments and think back at those moments like, oh man, when I was a kid, like I remember that. I was peeing my pants after she said,
well, yeah, the anxiety
you.
to ask out, to first ask somebody out, like in general,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
lot of
really-
anxiety.
It's portrayed really well in this.
Because most people are,
Yeah.
like, struggle with that at least the first time.
Yeah. I'd just be like, ski this. But like, yeah, no, I play it cool. Like I play it off like I got big game or whatever, which I do. But inside, I'm dying.
You're like,
Inside,
if you'll excuse
my
me, I
mind-
must use the facility. You
yeah,
just go,
inside
you
my
throw up.
in my mind and my stomach, I'm shitting.
Yeah.
Like I'm just fucking, I'm dead. Yeah. So, in and the reason why I compare it to Horimiya is because there's also the side characters that you kind of grow to like a little bit because they have their own little stories as well, but it doesn't do it as well as Horimiya does it. And also in Horimiya, it's in high school, and so that one's kind of a little more. But I mean, I would almost say that if you liked Horimiya, it's because that romance is so character driven, just like this one is. You would like this too. But that being said, yeah, Dangers in My Heart, I love it. Really glad I got to watch it. Super cool. Hopefully Danny gets around to it. I don't know if she'll like it as much as Horimiya either, because I mean, me and Danny love Horimiya. But-
I mean, I definitely like. It's not. I don't know. It's not like a teasing show either.
No.
So, cause like that's what I thought it was. Like cause
Because it's the same studio that did Takagi-san.
yeah. So like
Shin
it
A animation.
it portrayed as like, or at least it portrays as like a teasing show, but it's really not, because Yamada, she's not like this sadistic girl like in in Kubo or Takagi, Takagi-san. So it's literally just fucking emo boy watching at a distance at Yamada eating her snacks in the library, and fucking just like making her time in the library cute. Like especially the one scene that I remember is like that is really like in my brain is when she was like crying or something and he's all like, oh, she doesn't have any, like she like tried to pull out tissues but she didn't have any, and so he like had extra, and so he went into the library and he set up a pack of tissues where she usually sits in the library, and he's all like, that looks suspicious. So like he like all of a sudden grabs like a bunch of tissue packets and just places them each in front of a chair, just to seem like it's more of a like
for
kind
a
of
community thing rather than
yeah,
for,
like a instead of just like, specifically for her. And so when she arrives, like he's like peeping through like the books and everything like that, just watching her. He's like, there, now you can cry your heart out. And she's sitting there and she's grabbing her snacks and she's all like, wow. He's all like, wow, you know, she must really like her snacks or something like that. And she eats a chip or something, and then she takes a freaking tissue and she just like wipes her fingers, and he goes, that's not what that's for.
No, that was season 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 1, yeah.
So
But yeah.
Season 2, they were both just building up the courage for, like the whole season.
Yeah.
And there was some funny moments in there.
I think
the ending was pretty great in this season. But
personally,
yeah.
I think I like Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible a lot more.
You like the sillier ones where they're teasing and just
I mean,
it's goofy. And I agree.
It's not like I don't it's not like I like a specific kind of silly romance and stuff. I don't know. I think I don't know. For me, I don't think there's anything that catches me to enjoy Dangers in My Heart just yet, really. But I mean, out of like the recommendations, at least the ones that they have here on Annie List, the first one is Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, My Dressed Up Darling, Teasing Master, Takagi-san, Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. Out of those 4, I like Kubo, My Dress Up Darling, and Chunibyo. Out of
you like them more than Dangers.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
Zella,
they,
plug your ears.
They have, I don't know, they just have like a hook to it. Like with like My Dress Up Darling. Like Dress Up Darling has like a quirk where the secondary main character likes to make clothes for dolls, and then now he has literally a woman to just dress up for her cosplays and stuff. And then with Kubo, you know, Kubo, she kind of is like that it's that teasing kind of thing, but it's I feel like it's not overbearing with the whole teasing aspect. Like Kubo actually likes the main character. So, and with Chunibyo, I mean, Chunibyo is fucking KyoAni, so, and that one was just fun. Chunibyo was one of my first anime that I started getting back into, so that one definitely holds a special place in my heart. So,
how do we get over to Chunibyo? What do we?
Huh?
How do we get all the way to over here from?
I know. I don't know. I was just going off the recommendations off of Annie List.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
and
it's kind of weird. I'm looking at them. I think I agree. I actually like, again, Zella, plug your ears. I think this is a good show, but I like all these other shows more than I like Dangers in My Heart.
Yeah.
I like Dangers in My Heart. It's just it doesn't have the hook like Danny said. I like so Bunny Girl Senpai, Bisque Doll, Takagi-san, Nagatoro-san, Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama is the best one by a mile.
Disagree.
But, I feel
Komi-sama is
like-
decent. I might like this one a little more than Komi, maybe.
I feel like Kaguya-sama
Kaguya-sama beats everything. That's like the best rom-com ever.
I don't know about that.
That's the best one. That's Sorry.
Okay,
That's the best.
this isn't a fucking.
That's the best one that I've seen.
Yeah, we'll do
The
a
best
romance
school
show
rom
later.
com that I've
debate.
seen is okay. Maybe School Rumble could be up there, but that's not really. That's more of a comedy. But anyway,
Okay, anyways, Hokkaido girls are super adorable. Anyone watch this?
Oh, we're just moving on.
No,
No.
yeah, I'm tired of this already. Like, let's.
all right. We got to get going. Yeah. Okay.
You were debating too long there. You're gonna turn
Sorry,
into
you
a whole other
asked me a
episode.
thing and I gave you my opinion on it.
Yeah, but then Nick kept going. He's just like, hold on.
Well, you gotta let me talk,
Kaguya-sama.
Sam. All right. I did not see
I-
Hokkaido Girls. I have not seen that.
Danny and Nick romance. Danny versus Nick romance tier list. Let's go.
I'm
Take
down
a shot if you
for
want that to
it.
happen.
We could
Majority
do
of
the
it-
TikTok
majori-
meme where you're boxing. Dun dun. dun
I
dun,
already
dun,
know.
dun,
I
dun,
already
dun.
know Nick's list. It's gonna be Kaguya-sama, Kaguya-sama, Kaguya-sama.
Yeah.
Kaguya-sama.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile, my list is just gonna be a never-ending thing.
What about Seventh Time Loop? The villainess enjoys a carefree life.
Nope.
I was going to, but I didn't get a chance. I mildly enjoyed it at first, but yeah.
Okay, Blue Exorcist. No. Villainous level 99.
I did not. No, I dropped it.
Gushing over magical girls.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wasn't this one just almost like an almost porno?
Yeah, so there's
Soft porno?
uncensored versions of this. I, of
Okay.
course, watched the uncensored. You got to see the nip nops.
Nops.
They obviously they're not showing like buttholes or anything. they don't go that far. But yeah, so this is a plummet show for sure, but like this is also a summit show. Did you guys watch this or not? Just me?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So it's a magical girl show, obviously. You have this one girl who she becomes a magical girl, only the twist is that she's in the evil organization and she has to fight against the magical girls that she likes. And so she unexpectedly figures out that she likes inflicting pain, and so she's like a sadomasochist. And or no, she's a sadist. And some of the other girls are masochists, at least one of them is. And so yeah, like it's like a battle of the week type of show. The production values are okay. It's based on a web manga, Asahi production. Asahi. They also did Plastic Nissan and some other stuff. But yeah, the show looks okay. It's just the hook here is that like there's boobies. Like they show it. And I'm just going to assume this is
She
high
got
school.
star pasties on.
Yeah.
The main girl. She got star pasties.
Oh yeah. I mean, they all have like
On her
pasties at one
nips.
point. Like one of the girls like wears during one of the battles. She's like, "Haha, I'm not technically naked," and she's like definitely almost naked. She's like, "I'm not embarrassed," even though she's blushing. Yeah. So that's the whole point of the show. Is like it's a traditional magical girl show, except every battle results in nudity, Yuri makeouts, peeing sometimes. Shout out to Manga Club. And it's just like, it's very funny. It's a goofy show. If you're a magical girl fan, I think this is definitely worth checking out. Unless you just really hate ecchi, which Danny, I don't know. You might not like it, but I don't know. You might think it's funny. Just like look at it as a pure comedy, Danny, as like a spoof. And I think you might enjoy parts of it, I guess. It doesn't like the nudity. It doesn't go way too far with the nudity. It's not like spending forever on it. You know what I mean? It
So the
just
funny
results in that.
The funny thing about this is I don't know where, but I remember reading this manga.
Oh, you
And-
read the? Why didn't you watch the show?
I don't know. I forgot about it. I read the manga so long ago because like I was just flipping through I think like manga decks for just random stuff because I was kind of like caught up with most of the stuff that I was reading, and I saw this and I was all like, well, this is interesting. So, and like I looked at the character design and I looked at the manga like the manga page for it, and I was just like, I've read this before. So I never finished it, but also the manga's on hiatus at the moment too. So yeah, I don't know. I may give it a shot, maybe. Like, I don't know. Stupid ecchi like this kind of stuff just doesn't wet my whistle.
Doesn't do it for
What's
you.
their whistles though?
I know it wets their whistles. It wets more than just whistles.
I will say, without the nudity and like extravagant nature of it, it would just be an average seasonal show that everybody would forget about. But it has that, so
Sure.
it's worth checking out. I would at least watch the first couple episodes if you haven't tried it yet. I ended up giving it like a 6 out of 10. So
Ninja Kamui, we kind of forgot about, and plus it didn't finish. So
yeah, this will be done at the end of April, I think.
yeah,
I watched the first couple episodes. It was kind of
it's
interesting.
like kind of weird. It's on Max, I think, where you can watch it.
It's kind of like a John Wick ninja cyber
Yeah,
story. It's weird.
yeah, it's like
It's basically
it's
John
written
Wick.
by but Song Ho Park directed it too, by the way.
This guy's name
Yeah.
is the main character's name is Joe Logan.
Joe Logan,
I wonder if he has a podcast.
David Davidson.
Does he have a podcast, do you think?
Podcast, the Joe Logan podcast.
Yeah, the Joe Logan Experience.
The Witch and the Beast. Did anyone watch this? Danny did, I think, right?
Danny did.
Me.
This
yes.
is that's a Danny
Okay.
title if I've ever seen
We
one.
read this. We read this for as a short term in Manga Club.
Okay.
So, so this one is. Hang on, let me get to the thing. Here's the thing. It's one of those kind of like. It's similar to like Monster of the Week kind of thing. Similar to like Undead Murder Farce, where there's like mysteries that they have to solve and stuff. I think it's a little bit more actiony. Because of just the way that the two main characters, Guido and Ashaf, are introduced and stuff. With Guido, you first meet Guido. She's this like hot-headed, fight first, talk later type of gal. All she cares about is finding the witch that cursed her and stuff. And then Ashaf is a mage, a first-class mage, who is kind of accompanying Guido and trying to find the origin of the first witch, really, or rather, the witch that cursed Guido. And there is like 2 known ways in order to break a witch's curse, and one is kissing your first, true love's first kiss, and the second is the witch has like a second, like a change of heart. So like if you try to convince the witch to break your curse, then she will. But apparently there is a third option, and the third option is stealing a kiss from the witch that cursed you. So, and the organization that Guido and Ashaf are part of, it's called the Order. There really isn't a lot of information that we know of the Order. It's just called the Order. So, but it's pretty much like a Monster of the Week kind of thing. And, it's just them solving these witch hunt mystery kind of things and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. I think you would like this. So I don't know if you watched it at all or anything like that. It's
No,
okay.
I didn't. I know you, because you had said that when we
Yeah,
did first
it's
impressions.
good. Like I think I'm definitely like this type of like type of show is really up my alley, like with the whole, like monster, like supernatural cult stuff and everything. So yeah, I think it's a little slow at times, but it's still engaging. It's definitely not like Inspectra, where like how like Inspectra was very like dragging with with their mysteries and this and how for them to solve them and stuff. There is
Yeah.
definitely quite a bit of dialogue in this show too, but I feel like the action it's completely like what's the word that I'm kind of looking for? Like the action definitely keeps you more engaged than with all this dialogue that happens in the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't want to like spoil a whole bunch of stuff because Guido's story doesn't get truly revealed, but you find out a certain thing on like why she's cursed and stuff. So, and that kind of like is the hook of the show, really. So, but yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. You find out like who the witch that cursed Guido is in this and everything. You are introduced to a necromancy as well, who is part of the order and everything. And you get at least this is what happens with me, because in this story, like the witches are the villains of the show, really. But you also come across some witches that aren't all that bad, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's all like, okay, who do you side with, kind of thing.
Like they don't believe in the same cause or whatever.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
Okay. Might take a peep. Might take a little peep.
The dub is pretty decent too. So if you want like something that you want to watch while you're drawing, you can watch that.
The one thing I did while catching up on anime this time around was attack my model kit backlog.
That sounds like a light novel.
I should have been drawing, but yeah, I'll show you a picture.
I should have been drawing, but instead I attacked my model kit, the anime.
That's a good. Yeah, that's good. The animation. Okay, what about Unwanted Undead Adventure? Bottom tier character Tomozaki. My innocent death ability is so overpowered. No. Okay.
Nope.
Banished from the Heroes Party? No. No.
Oh, I heard you say Bears from the Heroes Party. No.
Bears from the Heroes Party? That's my new band name. Shut up. Metallic Rouge?
Nope.
People were talking about this in the Discord, but I heard it was disappointing.
Yeah, I think it was like me, Kai, and Snowman, and I think Hunter Tane.
Is this Magical Girls or something different?
It's like a Battle Girls.
Okay, Studio Bones.
They transform into like a fucking cool armor thing. They're androids, called Neans. They coexist with humans. It just got boring. I don't know, man. The first couple episodes they set it up to be like, okay, like this is the way the world works, and this is how the characters work and everything. And then it just kind of like it was a little episodic in a way. And it got to a point where I would turn it on while drawing or whatever, or building Gunpla, and I just was not paying attention, dude.
You went into a coma.
I was just, because with the shows I did finish and were into, I would rewind and be like, oh, I missed that part. Hold on. I was putting, I would know, I would pay attention because I'd care. Obviously, like, right. But like Metallic Rouge, it just kind of just like, it's like I just had it on to set noise. It seemed like
it looks like it could have been good. It has a good poster, Studio Bones, but it sounds like the writing just
excited as fuck for it. Yeah.
So what else do we have here? We have Buchigiri. Did anybody finish that? I heard that was a little bit disappointing too.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can move on from there because I didn't watch any of this other ones.
Anything else in the newer shows that started in winter?
Sasaki and Peeps. Nobody.
I dropped that.
Okay.
Well, just list what you did watch. What did we watch?
Buchigiri is one of my go-to shows of the season.
And you liked it because this is the delinquent show with like the genie guy or like the
it's
JoJo
a delinquent
stand.
with some fantasy myth fantasy in it. Yeah,
I watched the first couple episodes. It was alright. It was okay.
It's great. Perfect delinquent show. It follows a lot of delinquent tropes while having this extra element of these hunky people from ancient times ancient warriors of combat turn into genies that now possess these two delinquent kids, and they got to fight it out. And while upholding the respect of, like, you know, being in a gang, in a delinquent gang or whatever, right? Which, like, obviously gets disrespected, you know, partly due to outrageous, power-hungry people and these two spirits from ancient combat times, the ancient times. And there's a little bit of, there's I'm not gonna lie, there's a little bit of it's a little gay, a little romance, real bromance, gay shit happening, which I'm okay with. But it's Utsumi. It's directed by Hiroko Utsumi, who also was the original creator of Skate and director of Skate.
See, Skate I liked.
Yeah, and they are the original creator and director of this show, and it's very apparent. It's very apparent right away. You got a red guy and a blue guy, like,
I'm in.
but their color choices in this show, in my opinion, are 10 times better. I think this show is 10 times better than Skate.
Oh, no way. Skate was better.
They took all that. Now you're a bitch. They took, you know, Nick. Why don't you go hang out with your friends Tony Hawk and Bruce Campbell and all them? Okay, why don't you go do that? I'm gonna be over here fucking shit up out of respect. Deadly Trio, fuck you. Okay, because, like, listen, a genre that was once barely breathing, now coming alive again thanks to Buchigiri. Delinquent shows are coming back. They're coming back, and with spring season rolling around, with Windbreakers coming through, I'm very excited for the delinquent shows to come back. And Buchigiri is just the start of it. And Buchigiri was presented in a very colorful, hilarious way. Main character always has to fucking poop. He's always pooping. Fucking, and the choreography, the animated choreography was so good. Not all the time, but
why did
a
this
lot of
have
times
such
it was
a low
really good.
score? I don't understand. It has a
It's got a low score because
6.6 on Mal.
Because people don't respect the world of delinquents, bruh. They don't understand. They don't understand that we talk with our fists. They don't understand that Danny is the second top fighter at our school. They don't understand. They don't understand. That
Sam, you're
Smokey
talking about
was-
Fist of Summit, not not the seasonal show.
But they don't understand that Smokey was once one of the top guys at Face Johnson Industrial High School. R.I.P.
Oh,
No, seriously.
poor Smokey.
He's just a puffy boy. But no, Buchigiri is really good. It takes the delinquent genre, adds a little nice, not too crazy of a spin on it, but an outside force that drives the story a little bit, in terms of these ancient combat genies. And it's funny. And it does get serious at the end, obviously, right? Because some serious shit happens, but, like, it's cool. It's all about fighting along with your friends, being there, being respectful, fighting with your fists, and all that stuff. It's all about the thrill of the fight, man. And that's and plus the ongoing joke every fucking episode about the fucking teacher guy going into the nightclub, I'll just call it. Hilarious.
Okay, so it
Super
looks
fucking
like
funny.
the people on Mal they either did or did not like the main character, and that's why they kind of lowered the score.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. He's kind of an asshole. And he's really nearsighted and stupid. And I think people wish that he was more heroic-like, but he doesn't care about that stuff. He just wants to touch boob.
Booba.
He wants to touch boob, and he kind of wants to escape, like, his guilt from running out on his friend a while ago. Because that's not what honky people do, and they wanted to be honky people. And honky people are, like, not to be confused with, like, with honkies, which is what Nick is, but honky people. But yeah, Buchigiri,
Sam likes it.
stops.
It's mixed.
I dropped Mr. Villain's Day Off in Fluffy Paradise, so we can talk about that later.
Anything else from this section before we get to the continuing shows?
Yeah, one more.
Oh,
for
you had
me.
Bravern, right?
Brave Bang Bravern.
I didn't even
or
know this was on
or
here. This
Brave
looks
Bang
pretty
Brave
good,
Bravern.
actually.
This show, and another one of my favorite genres on its last
This is
breath,
Sam's corner right now.
coming back and bringing it back to the forefront. The big hero robot genre. So it's a mecha show, but it's in the big robot hero genre. So like Big O, Daigard, Gao Gaigar.
Oh, like the
And-
giant robot, like the super
yeah, giant
big
robot,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's part of the Brave series. So if you've seen Brave Police J Decker, Brave Gao Gaigar,
Oh,
This is
Gao
part of
Gai.
that.
I've heard of that. I need to watch that one. I've heard of that.
that's a Nick robot. He's got a big lion on his chest. He's got a
Oh,
big
is that the
fucking
one
lion on.
with the train? Has like a train
No, that's
arm.
Shinga Lion. That's Shinga Lion.
What am I thinking of? No, Gao Gai doesn't Gao. Okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure that one had a
Lion is
train.
funny. Shinga Lion is funny because they use the actual Ava Unit 1 train that transforms into its own robot. It's really funny. So it's like an Evangelion train robot. No, Bravern is so good. It's so good. And you have to like it's there the writing Dude, the writing in this is so fucking funny. And it's not even presenting it's supposed to be funny. It's so 100% serious.
It's just campy.
Dude. It's directed by if this means anything to you. It's directed by Masami Obari. Okay? And so like he's been around for a while, okay? He did Bubblegum, he worked on Bubblegum Crisis. He's been a high school friend of Satoshi Urashihara. He's a big pro wrestler. He's one of the guys, he invented the animation technique, the Obari punch.
Oh shit! Yeah, he worked on He worked on Gunbuster.
Yes.
He worked on Code Geass.
Actually, I'm pretty sure this is that same Obari. I'm
Oh
pretty
no,
sure
he
it
did.
is.
He did a bunch in Iron Blooded Orphans and Doro. Oh, it looks like he looks like he's kind of like a mercenary. He does key animation for certain episodes of certain shows.
But like if you know anything about like animation technique and where a lot of the stuff we see nowadays, why it's so iconic is this is one of the iconic things, is the Obari punch.
It almost looks like they when they need a finale scene, they bring him in for like episode 12.
yeah, dude.
I'm looking at his list here. There's a bunch that's
so-
like episode 12.
And not even that, like a bunch of Obari punches in Bujigiri, by the way, too, which is great. They work so well in delinquent shows, because why not? They're delinquent shows.
Oh hell yeah, he
Um,
did Viper GTS. Are you shitting me, bro?
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh, Masami Obari. Am I out to lunch here? Like Obari, man. He did the Fatal Fury movies, Dangayo, Fight Ixer 1, Ixalion, Gravion, Super Robot Wars. He does a lot of the animation Super Robot Wars. Fucking Gao Kaiser. And so this is his first time directing and directing his own shit in a long time. And he decided to fill it with a bunch of big titty dudes, gay allegories, and a big robot who's all like, once I feel Asami inside me, I can feel us bound together. And as he shakes my control stick up and down, I understand what he's saying to me. That's a real line. Those are real lines. Like dude, and not only that, it's all of the big robot tropes presented in a modern animated setting where the character design are designed more, not like less moe, but more like more human like, kind of like in like 8th MS Team, Gundam 8th MS Team, right? Or War in the Pocket. Those had more of human like styles. That's what this is. The only like moe like character I guess you could say is Lulu, but like she's got like, oh man, the twist. There's a twist, by the way. There's a big twist, and man, I'm done. I'm not even gonna say anymore. No more. I've already said too much. You just have to watch it. You have to watch
You
it.
gotta
and you have to
send someone over
understand-
to take care of you. We got a
You have to-
blabbermouth over here.
You have to understand where Big Hero and Giant Robo shows come from, and this successfully takes the military mecha shows and blends it with the giant robo mecha shows together. It's two mecha genres hybrided into one, into being gay with my gayness. So just watch it.
That's actually what they call a gay person's anus, is a gayness.
Yeah.
Okay. On that
No,
note,
that's-
I think
yeah,
we're
that's-
going to
that's-
the
yeah.
we're going to the other section of shows here. We have
Go
the
ahead.
continuing shows. All right, anybody caught up on One Piece? Okay, just kidding.
Yes. The latest episode
So-
was actually fucking wild. Yes.
There's a couple shows here, but like there's a couple that we're going to talk about, but like real quick, Undead Unluck, you and King are going to do something on that, right?
Yes, because number one, I forgot about it, and number two, we're doing a whole thing on the manga, like the whole story.
I'm going to join in and then leave when you do the manga.
No,
And there's also
just get outta
Shangri-La
here.
Frontier, which is 25 episodes as well.
I
I
got kinda
enjoyed
bored
the
with
first
it.
few episodes. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I got kind of bored with it myself, to be honest with you.
Oh, so you went further in and you dropped it.
This was the manga that was recommended to me by one of them that was recommended to me by Knox when we did the second manga therapy, and I'm hearing that the manga's still better, so I don't know. I might just
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair. I think they mentioned something similar on AAA. They reviewed this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want a full review, check that out. But yeah, okay, here we go. So the big shows that are continuing, we have Frieren and Apothecary Diaries. What do we want to start with? How about Apothecary Diaries? Let's do
Oh,
this,
that
Danny.
carried over from last season. you mean.
Yeah, these shows completed. They started in fall and they completed in the winter. So we are reviewing the full shows now, or
Yeah.
like at least the ending of the show.
Yeah.
Danny, what did you think of Apothecary Diaries? What did you think?
I was very invested.
Yeah, you loved it when it was
Very,
happening.
yeah. It's so
This is
good.
based off a Chinese story, like a light novel, but like takes place
a-
in China.
I believe so.
Is it China or Korea? Oh, I should not even. I don't know. Mao Mao doesn't
China.
sound like a. It's China.
China.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. That you guys had this.
Well, no, I'm just like Mao Mao.
just
That
shit
sounds
together.
Chinese. That sounds Chinese. All right, Danny, hold hands.
Hold
we can
hands. Oh
review
my
this
God. We can do this.
buddy system. What is
Um,
Apothecary Diaries and why should we watch it?
Because of Mao Mao. So what more do you need? No, like Mao Mao, she lived with her adoptive father, who's also an apothecary, and then one day she got sold to the emperor's palace, and then she was a servant girl, and again, it's like that mystery. It's similar to Raven of the Inner Palace, if you ever watched that. Or even Ascendance of a Bookworm, where, it's just like the daily kind of like events. I mean, Ascendance of a Bookworm, I feel like, is a little bit different because, I mean, honestly, the only thing that I can really think of is similar is when, what the frick is the main character's name in Bookworm? Nick.
Oh, Mine.
When
I remember
she
'cause
makes
it's a weird name.
when she I knew it was an M, and I pictured how her name was spelt, and I didn't want to say Maine.
She's from Maine. She's a
from
lumberjack.
Maine.
She
has
enjoys
a
maple
beard.
syrup.
She has a beard. When Mine makes shampoo and stuff, like, it's very similar to like making things, because Mao Mao is an apothecary, and she likes to brainstorm and experiment and everything like that. So yeah, but then also the, like, I don't know what you call him. He's a eunuch. He's in charge of like the affairs of the Inner Palace.
Oh yeah,
and,
Jinshi.
and- yeah, Jinshi. Like, he catches he takes a liking to Mao Mao because he finds out that she can read and also write. I'll never forget that their first meeting. I think it was like that first episode or something where he had like a group of girls line up and he wrote something on the piece of paper and he held it up and every single girl was all like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that says. But Mama was the only one that knew what it said. So, and like he was grinning at her and was all like, yeah, you're going to stay. I need to talk to you kind of thing. So,
You're mine.
you're mine. But yeah,
not the book were mine. The other
this
mine.
was just super, super fun.
This was like a
especially-
mystery show.
It's very
Mama was
much
solving
of
a lot of mysteries here.
of a mystery. Like I said, it's similar. It's very similar to the Raven of the Inner Palace, because Raven of the Inner Palace is similar. Like they solve, phenomena and mysteries that happen within the palace. So
Yeah, it's like
and that-
royal. It's like you're playing the Game of Thrones, kind of. Not as extreme as that, but that's sort of what's happening
Yeah.
here.
yeah. So, and Jinshi definitely, like, you can really tell that Jinshi is taking not like buddy pals, like he's kind of like falling for her. Like you can tell that he is crushing on her and everything.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Like you can tell that whenever like he gets jealous of her, whenever she's like talking to another guy and stuff. So, yeah. So the second half really put together a bunch of stuff. I don't want to like spoil a whole bunch of stuff about what happens in the
Well,
second
you
half.
learn more about Mao Mao's father, or
her biological
her named
father,
or
her
adopted
biological
father,
father, and her biological mother as well. So
whatever. Yeah, and
um,
so there's a whole story with that and it's related to the brothel,
yes,
and
yes.
Mao Mao also she thwarts a certain event that happens. I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil what happens, but and then she does her typical, like, she's still doing the apothecary stuff. I would actually say the first half was more apothecary than the second half, like more of like the poison stuff.
Yeah.
I did like when she played was it Go against
Go,
or chess against
yeah.
Lacan.
Yeah.
That was a
yeah.
funny-
That
that was a
was
funny
so
episode.
fun.
Like
That
her,
was so
her,
fun.
Her ruse that she used against them was funny.
Well, even Lacan is an interesting character because like he doesn't see people as people. Like he sees them as pawns.
Oh yeah, he's
you
because
know?
he literally can't see faces except for he only sees a few faces.
Right. And it's that whole segment like with him and like literally the people that he is talking to, they don't you kind of like see how he's seeing people, and he definitely uses the like Go pawns as like people's heads.
Yeah, it's kind of like how we see our listeners who are not subscribed to our Patreon at links.animesummit.com.
Nice one.
Nice.
Thank you. .net. I think I said .com. Well, whatever.
Yeah, so like, with Jinshi, it like he had a Go or some sort of like chess piece that said like the bishop on it or something like that. So, but with Mao Mao, he could see Mao Mao's face. And there were a couple other people that he recognized their faces and stuff. So that whole story with Lacan was very interesting. So, but what I'm like kind of intrigued about is the new consort, Rovran or whatever, the little like freaking girl who kind of like is silent, and like the new pure consort.
Yeah, they introduced some more characters. And
So
there's going to be a second season.
yes, there is, very much so, and I'm excited because I want more.
2025 supposedly.
Yes, it's got to get here soon.
But yeah,
I
this
want
this
more.
show, yeah, you're right. Like Mao Mao is like the draw to the show because she's
so quirky.
she's such an interesting character. Yeah, she's quirky and she's obsessed with poisons and like weird little things, and she's not like a typical girl of the era. And she's good at making friends and avoiding enemies and stuff. And she's like, it's funny. She's like standing next to this guy who's like bad mouthing a noble. And she's like, "What is this idiot doing, talking in public
Yeah.
like this?" You know, she doesn't say it, but like she's very shrewd, I guess, but not like annoyingly so. Just enough to where it's survival. Like she knows her place. Like she can't.
Yeah.
She doesn't have unlimited power, and she can't just do whatever she wants. She has to play the game, you know.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, everybody has to play the game, no matter what area you're in. You got to play the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't just snap
Toes
my
a toe and a
fingers
row's a row.
Yeah, you come for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
dog.
this is a good show for sure. Do we want to give like scores or anything? We're running real long, I think. We're not running too long. We just started late, but I know it's
I
getting late
mean,
for
Now
me,
you
but-
want to? It's already 2 hours in. You want to get scores now? Like,
I'm not gonna give scores for the other seasonal stuff.
No, yeah,
like-
I know. It's the way Sam said that. You want to get scores now? What are you talking about?
crazy man.
We still have free run to talk about.
You're stressing
okay?
me out here.
And we still have to talk about our
Yes,
anime of
free
the
run.
season and OPs and ED. So let's just skip that. If people really want to know,
No, we won't
what
skip
our
that because it's all bundled
scores
into one,
are-
Danny. It's just all free run. It's all free run. So,
oh my god.
oh my god.
Well, then let's talk about free run, being as
All
we're
right.
already talking about
So
free
look,
run.
Apothecary Diaries was a very good show, and it would have been my anime of the season, except for Free Run, which this started airing in the fall, animated by Studio Madhouse, and it finished. So like the first 16 episodes were last year, and then it finished the final 12 episodes this season, and this was a 28 episode anime. It's kind of like a mix between The Legend of Zelda and like Fellowship of the Ring, a little bit, where it's going back to like the roots of like fantasy, like modern fantasy, where it's not about just like action, but it does have action. It's like about everything else, like this, you know, the lessons they learned along the way, the journey, the everything else. So this, we've already mentioned it. This has the number 1 rank on my anime list, and it's held it for its whole run, essentially. Which usually what happens is like a show will get number 1, like Oshinoko. Remember when that first episode came out, it was number 1 on Mal for like a hot minute. I think that was Oshinoko. And then like this happens like every couple of seasons, right? Something is number 1 on Mal, and then it quickly gets pushed down. And then but Free Run's held it up. It's holding, and it's like it has a pretty high score. Like 340,000 people have rated it, and it has a 9.3, which is that's like insane. The fact that people agree with it so much. And like I just a big picture, like this is the type of show that I think will stay, maybe not number 1, but it'll stay near the top on Mal for a long time, I think. And so like, did you guys both finish this?
I did, yeah.
I did not. That show sucks.
Yeah, it's not as good as Bravern, but you know.
Sounds good as Bujigiri and Braver.
Yeah,
You know,
Buchikiri. Oh,
it's whatever. I
Bravern, I give it, but you know.
guess. No, I honestly
Yeah,
didn't
go
get a
that
chance to. That's 100% my fault. But yeah,
Oh,
Free Run is good.
you
It's-
would love this show, Sam.
She's the waifu of the.
Did you
know-
did you start Free Run yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah,
great.
the ending is great too, and there's kind of like an exam arc, which you think it's gonna be bad, but actually it's surprisingly way better than I thought it was gonna be. It reminded me a little bit of like a Hunter exam arc, and from Hunter x Hunter. But yeah, so like episodes. Okay, the first 16 episodes, there was a lot of one-off stories, which were all good, and were all great actually. I don't think there's a single bad episode in this whole show, in my opinion. Maybe like a very small section, but because you start out the show. There's a old elf named Freerin, right? And she's part of the heroes party. They defeat the Demon King. It doesn't even show it. This is after the Demon King has been defeated. And Freerin is like having a flashback with. Actually, it's not even a flashback. This is like modern time. She's meeting up with Himmel, the priest Heiter, and the dwarf Eisen, and they watch this meteor shower, and then as you go throughout the story, characters throughout Freerin's life pass away. They die because she's so old that like she's just outliving everything. She's over 1,000 years old. So her decade quest with the heroes party to defeat the Demon Lord, she essentially didn't. She took it for granted, and she didn't cherish those moments. And so she's trying to learn how to cherish those moments. So this is pretty much like what Violet Evergarden wishes it was, in my opinion. To put that on the DVD cover, because that's the top recommendation is Violet Evergarden. You have like a semi-emotionless main character who's trying to feel, and same with what's the other one? To Your Eternity, right? This is the best version of those types of shows. And so you go throughout the show. Freerin eventually takes what do you call it? Fern as her student, and Fern was raised by Heiter, and so Fern is this mage, and then they eventually meet Stark as another part of their party, and they meet another character, and they keep going and keep going, and so. It's like a lesson in cherishing the moment and essentially like living your life, I guess, and appreciating the people around you, which is what Freerin is learning to do. But it doesn't do it like heavy-handed, because Violet Evergarden was pretty heavy-handed with that, and it was also very uneven in terms of like which episodes were good and which were kind of mid. Freerin is like it's a consistent journey that doesn't ever drop off, in my opinion. And so I don't want to like go too far, but like, so what did you think, Danny?
I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. I liked Freerin. The last episodes were actually, I think, the strongest out of the whole show, quite frankly, when they went to do the first class mage exam and stuff.
Oh, like the final test and everything, which was just an interview, and like that was
I mean let's
not spoil too much of it.
Well, that whole thing was just like, wow, okay. But no, what I'm talking about is the exams themselves, not like the final test.
The first couple. Yeah, they had to catch a bird. They had to get through a labyrinth.
Yeah, I think the labyrinth honestly was my favorite.
That was like an action set piece, because
that was just so.
That was sweet, because they had to fight. They had to fight these like
crop, really.
clay doppelgangers of themselves.
Yeah.
And then spoilers, I guess. Like at some point they had to fight Freerin, and it's like, oh shit, because like Freerin,
man, when I
Freerin
saw
is so like overpowered.
When they came up to Freerin's double, I was just like, oh no. I was just like,
you did the Ralph Wiggum, I'm in danger.
Yeah. But the other doppelganger, the other first class
the
mage,
long-haired one.
Yeah, like that one was
that was brutal. Yeah.
Like they're in trouble kind of thing.
And so this arc was kind of a big chunk of the last 12 episodes. And so you meet some new characters here that are actually really cool. Denkin is one of these old mages. He's one of my favorites.
He was so cool.
He's like this old wise mage, but he's like super strong in his magic. And then he has his disciple, not really, but the guy he teams up with, Ganao. I can't pronounce that name, but him. And then you have like this girl with a cutting technique. And she's like a genius at magic, because she like doesn't know any fundamentals, but she can essentially visualize just cutting cloth, and she could essentially cut through almost anything.
Cubel. That's her name.
Yeah, like the assassin killer.
Yeah. Her name's Cubel.
Cue ball. She's not
Yeah.
bald.
Anyway,
kidding.
continue.
And actually, so what I liked about this too is during the whole exams, like Frieren. And Frieren teams up with these two girls who are friends, who are like roommates types of friends. Like you don't know if they're going for each other. And like one of them has like water magic, and another one has another kind of
Ice.
magic.
Ice.
It's like ice/water magic. Yeah, she can do both. But Laween and her friend, and so like they're teaming up in the first section, and like as they're going through this and the labyrinth, and pretty much most of the episodes actually, like you get these occasional flashbacks. They're like very short flashbacks, and sometimes it's not even a full flashback. It's just like you know that Frieren is kind of reliving a moment in her past, especially from the Heroes Party era. And like in the labyrinth, she's like running up these stairs, and you're like, has she run up those stairs before? You know, like she's like really having a fun time exploring and getting caught by mimics.
Oh God. I
and
feel like
that's like-
that's all that happened during the labyrinth. Is
Yeah.
she keeps getting stuck in the mimics.
Yeah, and like this is what makes Frieren so much better than the other characters who are trying to find emotion, is that like Frieren already is kind of goofy. She's like a little bit silly, and she has a sense of humor, and she has like wisdom, and she can think for herself. You know, she's not an idiot. You know, and not, you know, no offense to Violet Evergarden and To Your Eternity, but like those characters are so far from being human already that it's like they're too far from being human. They're too robotic. But Frieren is like, she's believable, right? She's just like a little bit out of touch, you know. And so yeah, like all those scenes with her, and then the other older elf that's giving the test. I forget her name. It's not Sense.
The girl with the hair?
Siri. Siri, give me directions to Trader Joe's. I'm just kidding. And she's the other elf who's over 1,000. She's older than Frieren. And so like basically the whole point of this mage arc is like, if you become a first class mage, you get granted a spell from this elf, and she'll give you almost any spell that you want. And the spell that I don't want to spoil what happens, I guess, but like the spell that one of the characters chooses at the end is very fitting, and it's like the elf is like, "Are you insane? You're picking that one?" That was funny. But yeah, like the other part of this too is like, so the problems with, I'm gonna compare it again to Violet Evergarden and To Your Eternity. Violet Evergarden was just a bunch of pretty people, and it had some great episodes, but it didn't have the humor that Frieren has.
It didn't have Frieren. Let's just say.
Well, no, it didn't have Fern
Frieren.
either. It didn't have Stark either. It didn't have Denkin. It didn't have every single character in Frieren, almost every single one, is great. Like even those two girls, like the water magic girls, they're very funny because half the time they're like piling on and like beating each other up, and that's hilarious. And then you have like, yeah, the cutting girl. I keep forgetting her name.
Cubel.
She's playing along or following this other guy. Oh yeah, Yubel. She follows this other guy who can like make illusions of himself, and then you find out at the end of the exam that,
Don't spoil it.
yeah, there's a very funny revelation at the end of the exam. And I was like, oh wow. So yeah, the just every single character here is great. Like Himmel, the dwarf, Hyder, the what is it, the corrupt priest. Like every flashback is great. Every single thing is great in my opinion. Like this is like a top of the line anime. And I gave it I'm just going to say I gave it a 10. This is one of the only animes I've ever given a 10. I've given like less than 10 anime a 10. So I don't know. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but you know, if this isn't a 10 for me, then what is, you know? Like I don't know. Oh, yeah, the soundtrack was great too. Like most anime and most shows, most TV movies don't have very good music. It's just like nothing burger. But Frieren does a great job. So this was memorable. The music heightened every scene and the atmosphere, and the dub was great.
Yeah,
Everything great.
I really,
Fern was secretly the best character too.
I think I enjoyed the dub more for this show.
The dub was really good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I think from now on with Frieren, I'm just gonna watch it dub only. So, because I mean, I don't know. Between this and Apothecary Diaries, I definitely was more invested in Apothecary Diaries than I was with Frieren.
Well, that's more your type of show, though. That's fine.
So yeah, I mean, this is definitely my type of show too. Like, I definitely liked this more than, you know, an adventure story. Like, I enjoyed that this is more that it's like the what happens when the journey has ended. This is what happens when
it's
the
like
journey has
the
ended.
epilogue.
Yeah. So this is definitely what I like. I mean, I think I love Stark. I think Stark is definitely in the middle between Frieren and Fern's banter and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
it was so funny.
I
Yeah.
feel bad for him half the time because he's always
He has
in the
to deal
middle.
with Fern.
He has to deal
Fern.
with Fern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
Fern
like
is
Fern
just
and
like,
him, they like each other, but they won't admit it. And there's this
well,
whole
not
thing
even
and-
that, but like whenever Fern is in a bad mood, Frieren and Stark are just all like, "Well, what do you want to do? It's not my turn. It's your turn to make her to make her feel better."
Yep.
So and
yep.
Stark is all like, "But I did it last week, you know." So
Fern's just making her pout face. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so great because like you start the journey in the show like Fern is a kid to start out the show. There's so
Yeah,
many.
yeah.
They do the time jumps in the show perfectly. Like whether it's a flashback or moving forward in time, it's like perfectly done. And it makes sense and it flows well. So, yeah, I can't wait to see how this is going to continue because it's not the show or the story isn't over yet. I don't know how long the source material is. Is it? Oh, it's not even done yet. It's not done publishing.
Oh yeah, no, it's still going.
And we read some of this in book club.
I was not there.
But yeah, like the anime might even be better than the manga. This is like it's funny because like this is the type of show that doesn't need action, but it has some of the best action that you'll see in an anime. In terms of just like the quality of the animation and like how they choreograph everything. And so, yeah, like, I don't know. I can't find any big flaws with this show at all. So that's just me. This is the best show. This is the best show since Ping Pong the Animation. So it's been over a decade since we had a show this good.
Well, I don't know about Ping Pong the Animation, but I definitely enjoy it, and I'm excited to see more of it. I'm glad that it's number 1 and it's still number 1 on Mal.
Yeah, Full Metal was getting a little
Fuck
old.
Full Metal. I don't give a shit. Like
That show's also basically a 10 though. That show's
I'm
great.
I'm glad that Frieren is on top. It's time. It's time for newer shows to be recognized other than like Brotherhood being the number 1 anime of all time kind
Well,
of thing.
Kaguya-sama
Like,
is still at number 12, which is pretty good.
Well,
Fruits Basket Final 13.
that's
There you go.
not even Kaguya-sama's not even in the top 10. So
Yeah, well, if you take out some of the Gintamas, there's two. We got to complain about Mal again.
Yeah, well, anyway. But yeah, like I mean that's my banter. Like I'm glad that this show is definitely getting its popularity, you know, and this show is definitely going to be a show for a lot of people's firsts for sure. So
Oh man, don't start with Frieren. Then you're gonna be disappointed.
I don't
Everything
know
else
about
is gonna
that.
not be as good.
I don't know. So, but yeah, I enjoy it. I like it. I'm excited for more.
Oh, Apothecary Diaries is number 18. There you go.
Top 20. That's okay. So, but anyway.
Oh, look at that. Bravern is actually number 3. I'm just kidding.
Hey, there you go, son.
I told your ass.
Anyway,
Oh,
we got
man.
more.
Dude, I'm gonna go full Quokka and just be like, here's a Frieren update. The other good part about Frieren, I gotta say, is all the memes.
Oh, God.
So many good memes. All right, I'll end it there. Yeah.
The memes, yeah.
That's the only reason why Nick likes it is because
It
of the
sucks because
memes.
like I was watching the shows for this season and I started with Frieren, that was a bad idea because that nothing could compare to that for me personally. I didn't watch Bravern though, so I might have eclipsed it.
Shows that we're carrying into spring for me is probably Ninja Kamui and Urusei Yatsura season 2 and Dungeon
Meshi. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi is fun.
Yeah. Which is why we didn't want to talk about it too much earlier, but we probably don't want to talk about it too much even now just because we'll just wait till it's done and we'll review it. But so far, Delicious and Dungeon's great.
Yeah.
Really good. It's on Netflix, so that's where you can watch it. And you can watch dub, whatever you want. And also, ProZD plays Senshi, so that's what's up.
Hey.
Yeah. Miyajima directs it at Studio Trigger, which is pretty nice. So, that being said, what other shows are you guys carrying? Oh, and also, Undead Unlock finished this season, but I am not talking about it until I do the thing with King. But what are you guys carrying into spring?
The same shows you mentioned, and yeah, there's some good stuff in the spring that I'm excited for.
Okay.
Konosuba season 3. I gotta watch the movie for that though.
There's a movie and then there's a prequel movie of Megumin, I think, or something.
I gotta catch back up on My Hero too. I'm pretty far behind on that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for My Hero.
And obviously Spice and Wolf, the remake of it.
Blandon dog. Yeah. Okay, what about you, Danny? Any carryovers for you?
Just Delicious and Urusei Yatsura, but I haven't even started second season yet, so.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Dropped. I mean, we kind of already mentioned what we dropped.
Yeah, we already mentioned. We're good.
Yeah,
let's just finish.
Fluffy Paradise, dude. I thought something was gonna happen, and it just kind of, I don't know. It was okay. More animals.
Do we want to do the OPED?
Let's go to our favorite OPs and EDs, shall we? Yeah.
S.
Let's start with Danny. Why don't you tell us your favorite OP and ED, and then we'll go down the order.
So my favorite OP is gonna be Bling Bang Bang Born by Creepy Nuts, which is the Mashal second OP. Yeah, this is complete left field for me because I haven't seen the second season yet, but the OP is pretty fun. So, and the song is just stupid catchy, and everyone has been using it on TikTok. So, it's a great song. So,
I gotta type that one in.
ED, I don't know. There were kind of like some sleepers. None of them were really like, I really like this song, or, the visuals for it really captivated my attention and stuff. But I did pick Snow Spring by Chokmei for A Sign of Affection. So it's just cute. It's nothing like extravagant for an ED and everything. So yeah, I think there were a lot more better OPs than EDs this season, in my opinion. So it was a little difficult for me to pick an ED this time.
Yeah, same here. Nick, OP and ED, what's your favorite OP and ED?
I'm watching the Mashal one right now. That's pretty good.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the animation is really good.
It's really good, yeah.
Not my type of song, but yeah. So OP, I picked The Dangers in My Heart OP. I have the title here. Song title is Loving Me, Loving You. Artist is Kohana Lam, I think. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but yeah, Dangers in My Heart. A lot of sunset imagery and catchy, just romance OP. I could have cheated and just put Frieren for everything, but I didn't want to be lame, so I'm not gonna do that. Oh, and the ED, I guess I'll do that. I picked Dungeon Meshi ED 2. I'm not even caught up to this show yet. I pulled a Danny. This one is just fun because like it's kind of like a like a low key. It has like the title. What do you call it? Like it's all black on one side, and then it shows them like walking up and down stairs through the dungeon. Various foods, and it's very comfy. It's a comfy ED.
Oops, comfy. Favorite opening for me was Lock On by Mice and Deaths featuring Hashimoto and Meguri from Urusei Yatsura Season 2. Once again, animated very well. Great song, Mice and Deaths.
Urusei Yatsura has banger OPs every time.
Seriously, they have not failed. Like, they're all good. And favorite ED is Le Jetem. Jetem. I don't know, it's French for I love you, I think. Or Love, I Love You or something. By Mahiro Koda from Bujigiri. Just because they're dancing. I love the way they be dancing. It's like a funny, cutesy, catchy.
Dancing is always good on EDs.
It's got some like older, Asian instrumentals on it, and then they're just be dancing. It's cute. A lot of Chinese cultural things in Bujigiri also. I'm not sure why. I didn't look into it too much. I know the main guy, his mom works at it. He lives at a restaurant, that's a Chinese restaurant, but anyways, they were also wearing Chinese outfits in the ED. But okay. Anime of the season. Same order, DNS order. Danny, what do you got?
Mine. So I'm not gonna. I know Nick chose a rollover show, but I'm not going to do that. Mine is going to be Sign of Affection. So,
yeah, from the newer stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. This was definitely a weekly thing that I was excited for to watch every week whenever it was airing and stuff. So yeah, people need to watch this. It needs to get some love. So it needs more affection. More signs of affection.
And mine was actually gushing over magical girls. Just kidding. Mine was Frieren, obviously.
No way.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Shocker!
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that I think I would like Bravern more than I would like any of the other shows that I finished, not counting Frieren and Apothecary Diaries. I think I would like Bravern more than these other four. So that's going to be my secret AOTS.
I think I would like it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll put it on. Frieren's an all-timer, man. All-time show. This will be in my top anime for a long time. So there you go.
Frieren's really good, and I didn't finish it, but I'm definitely going to. I mean, it's really
also
good.
the show you can recommend to everybody, pretty much. Maybe not a little kid, but
it's animated
everybody's
very
an
well.
adult.
It's animated very well. The characters are great. But for me, anime of the season is Bang Brave, Bravern, and Bujigiri. Both of them. Here's why. Like I said, two dying genres brought back to life with these two shows. Delinquents and Big Robots. Two of Sam's favorite things. What are you going to do? Nothing. You can't do shit. It's my fucking podcast, and I'll pick two shows for number one if I want. And if you don't know, shit about fuck, then don't talk to me about fuck about shit. How about that?
I just love it when you say that.
I'm sorry. What was that? Who's got the big diapers? Anyone? Because Danny, and Nick stand on business. They got my back. You want to fuck with me? You fuck with them. What? Up. I'm sorry. What was that? What? You gave me two choices? What? I already did. Too bad. No, seriously though. I can't pick. It's tough.
Pick Bravern, Sam. Do it.
I probably would pick Bravern. It's underrated. It's Masami Obari, one of my favorite fucking animators and artists of all time. And the fact that he is finally doing something, directing something after years of not directing his own thing, and he comes back and does this. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. It's so cool. And the mecha designs are cool. I'm not big on giant big hero robot designs, but I do love Braeburn's design. I do love Superbia's design a lot, too. Which is like the first big bad robot he fights. And even the designs of the military ones are very cool. They're not super out there. But their functionality, the design of their functionality is really cool. It's been a while since I've seen a military mecha big mecha show, big robot show, where the robots can change frames and change cores to be a new different artillery kind of thing. The last one the most recent one I can think of that does that is Nadesco, and so to see it here was very cool. To change weaponry and change armory and things like that within a swift motion. So very cool, and it makes sense. Also, Braeburn's transformation from his regular standing up form to the little airship, it's very cool. It makes sense. It looks nice. It's done very quickly. It doesn't spend too much time doing it every episode. It's just, I don't know, man. It's a very nice giant robot show blended with a military robot show. So two mecha subgenres fused as one that work together very well, and then has these really just fucking wild ass dialogue lines in it that you're thinking, wait, why are they being serious? Or you can't even tell. And it's just it's so fucking funny. It's not even, they're not even trying to be funny, but they are, but you can't tell. I don't know, man. It's so good. It's so good. It's good. Braeburn's the best. Braver! I'm gonna be yelling that for years. Every time I punch somebody. It's very self-aware. It's very much hey, when we go punch this guy, you gotta shout the name of the move. And he's like, why would I shout the name? Just shout it! Brave Zubaba!
How's your attack gonna work if you don't shout the name of it?
See, Nick gets it. Nick understands. Nick gets it. It's not gonna work as well. Or work at all. But that being said, let us know some of your favorite shows this season. Oh man. And I would love to do a Stragglers app like we mentioned earlier, because there's a few this season that I didn't finish and I want to finish, and I would love to talk about those. But that being said, I'm finally excited that we're done with this and that we're going into spring, and we will be back with the spring impressions in a couple weeks. And so, that being said, I think you guys popped off anyway, but once you hear this episode, let us know what your favorite, give us your top 5 or top 10 even if you want. Give us your top whatever. We don't care. We love watching them. We love seeing what you guys picked, and I don't know, so many different tastes happening in our Discord. It's always interesting to see what everyone else's top lists are. But that being said, we all know Braeburn's the best, so fuck all of you. I've been Sam. That's been Danny. That's been Nick. That's been Honey Bear. That's been Mochi. Somewhere in the heavens because she has a fucking 20-foot cat tree. And this has been the Anime Summit Podcast.
She's just staring down at us like, you peasants.
The anime Tower of God, the Manual Tower of God, they based on Mochi. Yeah.
It's Tower of Mochi instead of Tower of God.